US President Donald Trump has strongly criticized President Joe Biden's approach to the Middle East, particularly over delays in securing a Gaza ceasefire and a hostage exchange deal. Trump claimed that his influence as president-elect was the decisive factor in initiating the truce and bringing hostages home. He labeled the Biden administration as weak, blaming it for the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel and the resulting casualties. Trump added that without his involvement, the hostages might never have been released. While considering a visit to the Middle East, Trump emphasized that his role had been critical in resolving the crisis. In related developments, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres commended Trump's diplomatic efforts that helped bring an end to 15 months of fighting in Gaza. Speaking at the World Economic Forum Davos, Guterres highlighted Trump's robust diplomacy during his term as a key contributor to the ceasefire. Meanwhile, in the occupied West Bank, Israeli forces have ordered the forced displacement of residents from Jenin's refugee camp to the outskirts of the city. Mayor Mohammed Jarrah reported that neighborhoods such as Mahyoub Street and Jabal Abu Daher were cleared, with residents directed to Wadi Birkin. Municipal crews have faced restrictions complicating relief efforts. Jarrah also reached out to international institutions to address the emergency needs of displaced families. US President Donald Trump has issued new tariff threats targeting the European Union, China, Canada, and Mexico. Speaking at the White House, Trump criticized the EU for its trade surpluses with the US, vowing to impose tariffs as a way to achieve what he called fairness. He also reiterated plans for a 10% duty on Chinese imports due to fentanyl shipments coming from China via North Korea. Trump announced a February 1st deadline for 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, pressing them to address illegal migration and drug trafficking. Information Minister Ataullah Tarr said on Wednesday that Malik Raz and his son should face the courts and present their defense, a day after the National Accountability Bureau said the government was reaching out to the United Arab Emirates to seek the business tycoon's extradition in the Al-Qadir trust case.
नैब ने बात की है, बिल्कुल दुरुस्त की है। मलिक रियाज साहब और उनके बाकी लोगों के खिलाफ बहुत सारे सबूत और केसेस मौजूद हैं और उनको चाहिए कि कोर्ट का सामना करें और आके कोर्ट के अंदर अपनी डिफेंस पेश करें, और जिसमें वो नाकाम रहे हैं, जिस वजह से उनकी एक्सट्रेडिशन के हवाले से, दुबई की हुकूमत से राब्ते के हवाले से, जायदाद की जब्तगी के हवाले से नैब क्रेडिबल स्टेप्स ले रहा है। और नैब एक ऐसा इदारा है जो कानून के मुताबिक चलता है, जिसमें कोई बायस नहीं है।
Meanwhile, Riaz termed the NAB's action against him a new demand for blackmail and asserted that he would not testify without specifying in what case. The development comes on the heels of ex-Premier Imran Khan and his spouse's conviction last week in the Al-Qadir Trust case, in which Riaz and his son are also co-accused and proclaimed offenders. As PTI and legal experts pointed to the need for accountability for all those involved, Tara had said that consultation was ongoing on how to bring the other absconders back. In a significant shift, the government has introduced changes to the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act, aiming to address issues surrounding fake news and cybercrimes. Under the new draft, the prison term for spreading fake information has been reduced to 3 years, but the fine remains at 2 million rupees. A new authority will be established to regulate social media, monitor content, and penalize individuals spreading fake news that disrupts public order. While the new draft promises stronger regulatory oversight, concerns remain about the potential for overreach and the impact on free speech. The changes are part of Pakistan's broader effort to curb misinformation and protect its digital space. In a setback to Pakistan's ongoing efforts to eradicate polio, the country has reported its first case of 2025 in Dera Ismail Khan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This marks another challenge in the fight against polio, with Pakistan and Afghanistan being the last two countries where the disease remains endemic. Despite significant progress, vaccine hesitancy and misinformation continue to hinder eradication efforts. The National Emergency Operations Center has confirmed the case and announced a nationwide vaccination campaign in February.